Imagine standing at the crossroads of life, facing challenges, uncertainties, and the ever-present march of time. What if you could navigate these crossroads with the wisdom of a sage, someone who has pondered the deepest questions of existence and emerged with insights that can transform your life? This is the wisdom of Seneca, a Stoic philosopher whose teachings have stood the test of time, offering guidance on how to live with purpose, resilience, and inner peace. Today, we're diving deep into the profound lessons of Seneca, exploring how his timeless wisdom can help us not just survive, but thrive in the modern world. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the pressures of modern life? The constant demands, the rush of time, the challenges that seem insurmountable. Seneca, a man who lived nearly 2,000 years ago, understood these feelings all too well. Despite living in a time of political intrigue, personal danger, and immense responsibility, Seneca's writings reveal a man who found calm in the storm, clarity in confusion, and strength in adversity. How did he do it? And more importantly, how can we apply his wisdom to our own lives? Seneca, born in Corduba, modern-day Cordoba, Spain, around 4 BCE, was a man of many talents, philosopher, statesman, playwright, and advisor to one of the most infamous emperors in history, Nero. His life was marked by both great success and profound suffering, including exile, loss, and ultimately, a forced suicide. Yet through it all, Seneca remained committed to the principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the importance of virtue, reason, and living in harmony with nature. 1. The value of time. One of Seneca's most enduring teachings is the importance of time. In his essay, On the Shortness of Life, Seneca argues that life is not inherently short, but it's often wasted on trivial pursuits. He writes, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Seneca urges us to live intentionally, to recognize that time is our most precious resource, and to guard it carefully. In our modern world, this message is more relevant than ever. We are constantly bombarded by distractions, social media, endless entertainment options, the pressure to be constantly busy. Seneca challenges us to step back and ask ourselves, are we truly living, or are we merely existing? Are we spending our time on things that matter, or are we letting it slip away? Seneca's advice is to focus on what is within our control. We may not be able to stop the march of time, but we can choose how we spend it. By dedicating ourselves to meaningful pursuits, by cultivating our minds, and by building relationships based on mutual respect and love, we can ensure that our time is well spent. This is not about squeezing every drop of productivity out of our day, but about living with intention, making choices that reflect our true values and priorities. 2. Embracing resilience. Another cornerstone of Seneca's philosophy is the importance of resilience. Life, as Seneca knew well, is filled with challenges. From personal tragedies to the trials of public life, Seneca faced many difficulties, yet he viewed these not as curses, but as opportunities for growth. In his letters to Lucilius, Seneca often speaks of the value of adversity, suggesting that it is through hardship that we develop our strength of character. Consider the following passage. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. For Seneca, challenges were not to be avoided, but embraced. He believed that the true test of a person's character is how they respond to adversity. Do they crumble, or do they rise to the occasion? Seneca's own life, marked by exile and eventual forced suicide, is a testament to his belief in resilience. Even in his final moments, Seneca remained calm, composed, and true to his principles. In today's world, where we're often encouraged to seek comfort and avoid discomfort, Seneca's teachings offer a refreshing perspective. He reminds us that challenges are not something to be feared, but something to be embraced. They are the crucible in which our character is forged, the fire that tempers the steel of our resolve. By facing our challenges head-on, by accepting them as part of the natural order of life, we can build the resilience needed to navigate the ups and downs of existence. 3. The practice of mindfulness. Seneca was also a strong advocate of mindfulness and self-reflection long before these concepts became popular in modern psychology. He believed that one of the keys to living a virtuous life was the regular practice of examining one's thoughts, actions, and motives. This practice, known in Stoicism as the evening reflection, involves reviewing the day's events, considering what went well, what could have been done better, and how to improve in the future. Seneca writes, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This statement highlights the importance of mindfulness, of being aware of our thoughts and how they shape our perceptions of the world. By taking the time to reflect on our day, we can gain valuable insights into our behavior, identify areas for improvement, and make conscious decisions to act more virtuously. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily life, to move from one task to the next without pausing to reflect. But Seneca's teachings remind us of the value of slowing down, of taking the time to consider our actions and their consequences. By practicing mindfulness, we can become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, more attuned to our inner selves, and more capable of living in accordance with our values. 4. Cultivating detachment. Another vital lesson from Seneca is the concept of detachment. Seneca understood that many of our struggles stem from our attachments to material possessions, to status, to the opinions of others, even to life itself. He believed that true freedom comes from letting go of these attachments, from accepting the impermanence of all things and focusing instead on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, our character. Seneca writes, "He who is brave is free." This idea of freedom through detachment is central to Stoic philosophy. By learning to detach ourselves from external things, we can find peace in any situation. This doesn't mean we should live without care or passion, but rather that we should cultivate an attitude of acceptance, understanding that life is unpredictable and that our happiness should not depend on things beyond our control. In our consumer-driven society, where we are constantly encouraged to acquire more, to achieve more, and to be more, Seneca's teachings offer a powerful counter-narrative. He reminds us that true contentment comes not from external achievements or possessions, but from within, from living a life of virtue, from cultivating our inner resources, and from accepting the world as it is. 5. The power of virtue. At the heart of Seneca's philosophy is the concept of virtue. For Seneca, living a virtuous life was the highest goal, the key to personal fulfillment, and the foundation of a just and harmonious society. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is about living in accordance with nature, guided by reason, and striving for wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Seneca believed that virtue is not something we are born with, but something we must cultivate through effort, reflection, and discipline. He writes, "The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires." This statement encapsulates the Stoic belief that true wealth comes not from material possessions, but from the cultivation of inner virtues. By focusing on what truly matters, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can live a life of meaning and purpose, regardless of our external circumstances. In our modern world, where success is often measured by wealth, status, and external achievements, Seneca's teachings remind us of the importance of inner virtue. He challenges us to look beyond the superficial, to focus on what truly matters, and to live in accordance with our highest values. Conclusion. As we conclude our exploration of Seneca's wisdom, let's take a moment to reflect on the lessons we've learned. Seneca teaches us to value our time, to embrace resilience, to practice mindfulness, to cultivate detachment, and to live a life of virtue. These teachings are not just abstract ideas, but practical tools for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. Seneca's wisdom is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. In a world filled with distractions, challenges, and uncertainties, his teachings offer a path to inner peace, resilience, and true freedom. By embracing Seneca's insights, we can navigate the complexities of life with a sense of purpose and clarity that is truly liberating. So, as you go about your day, carry Seneca's wisdom with you. Let it guide your decisions, shape your actions, and inspire you to live with intention and virtue. In doing so, you'll not only honor the legacy of one of history's greatest philosophers, but also enrich your own life in profound and lasting ways. Thank you for joining us today at Stoic Journal. If you found value in Seneca's teachings, don't forget to check out our other videos on Stoic philosophy. Continue your journey of growth, wisdom, and inner peace with us. And as always, live with purpose, live with virtue,